Hello, all. Welcome back to Melanin Madam. Tonight we are going to have Rose also join us. Give her a while to get here, as usual. Pour up your drink, roll up something, do whatever you want to with your head. At this point, I'm like Pedro on Napoleon Dynamite and ready to shave my head because it's hot. Even in California, I can't do this no more. I'm just saying. Tonight, I will have our co-hosts introduce themselves, and then we will get started with the skinny girl shit.
Skinny girl shit. Oh, what up, y'all? It's Famous on me. Back. Glad to be back, man. I have to clear I gotta get some of this shit out my head. My head is too crowded, but make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share, and enjoy this episode, y'all.
All right, everyone. This is Jojo Albanero, your IT project manager by day, cigar enthusiast by night. Like you said earlier, like, share, subscribe, engage in the comments. Okay, make sure you engage in the comments. Let's go.
Let's go. So, before we start tonight's topic, let me tell you what I just heard. So, apparently in Korea, they have robots who perform jobs. One of the first ones to perform a job has been overworked and committed unaliving itself. Apparently, it was scheduled to work 9 to 6 daily. Most Koreans work 14-hour days. This one worked 9 to 6 and apparently became upset and threw itself down the stairs. Korea is mourning the loss of said robot because it was to mirror human behavior, and they feel like, yes, drink to that. And they feel like they have lost someone that they have known.
You know what? This should send a message to the rest of the world. Now, if a goddamn robot want to kill itself over these working conditions, what the fuck make y'all think humans don't want to do the same damn thing? We still get up and do this shit every goddamn day. That just speaks volumes to me. A damn robot killed itself. Like, fuck this shit. I can't do this shit no more. A fucking robot. R.I.P.
Threw itself down the stairs. It threw itself down the stairs.
Threw itself down the stairs. Killed itself in dramatic fashion, might I add. This wasn't just no regular. This motherfucker said, I'm about to go down these stairs. Like, nigga, I'm about to throw myself. Like, boy. This shit is unbelievable.
So these are the robots that are supposed to replace us, because let's just call something out. If you're attached to AI and AI is telling you how people should be treated and you want it to behave like a person, then to your point, isn't that mirroring that if these said laws is here and y'all not following these laws and y'all overworking people, we should all jump off a curb? That's probably why the mental capacity of people right now is out of control. We're overworked.
We're overworked.
So I thought that was strange as shit. So let's get into the topic. Let me tell you. So said lady had weight loss surgery. She's married. She had weight loss surgery. When she had weight loss surgery, she lost her mind and she committed adultery a lot of times. So before we start the clips, because we know me, I did not put them in order. But we're going to play the clip, then we're going to talk about the clip. But my question is, the same way we talk about men who get beside themselves when they start to make more money, because you know me, I'm going to correlate it and be like, nah, this is what women do that matches that. So do y'all think that a lot of women that lose weight or get BBL or something like that, that they start to change after their body is up to their standard?
I mean, sure. Yeah, of course. I think that's natural human instinct to do that. I mean, picture going from, somebody that struggled with their body for most of their lives and, you know, got teased and got clowned and got shamed and got, you know, mistreated even by somebody that was dating them because they knew that they were, you know, struggling with their confidence with their body. Going from that immediately to boom, I got hips, boom, I got ass, boom, my stomach is flat. Now everybody is looking at me and everybody wants me. Probably the wrong people want you, but yeah, so I think it could, you know, it could start making you think a certain way, at least for the moment. Now it's up to you to be more grounded, to, you know, to bring yourself back to earth and be like, okay, I'm still me. I don't need to change the way I act. So I think it's natural for everyone to do it, but I don't think it's all women. I think that get that because I know a couple personally, and they didn't seem to, you know, phase them like that. But there are some out there that are like that and that capitalize off of it. I mean, look at young Big Lotto. You know what I'm saying? She was already a pretty young girl, but she got her body done and went crazy and went all the way up. Like, you know what I mean? Even the way she talk and the way she rap, like her confidence is, you know, way different now. So I think there are a lot of women that do that. You know, they get this surgery and they become this superhuman, superwoman in their heads, and they capitalize off of it.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually heard that people who do some people who do gastric surgery have to also take the some type of psychology consultation because they warn you about how your life is going to be very different. And you know, I wish some of that could extend to people who also do cosmetic surgery in that way. But obviously, with a newfound attention, obviously, if it gets to your head, I could see how that can happen. Like you was said earlier, it's human behavior. You know, you have this new superpower now, and I mean, if you were the type of girl where you needed your friends to get in the club, and I'm speaking from the perspective of I used to be a bouncer at clubs. If you were the type of girl where you used to have to be close to your pretty friends to be able to get in the club, and now you can get in the club on your own, you know, it will do something to you. So obviously, you would have to be strong in the mind. Most people enjoy it for some time. Hopefully, you're not out.
Did he freeze?
I think so.
Okay. I thought so too. You froze a little bit, JoJo.
Yeah,
What was I going to say? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So
I'm not sure which part you were able to hear. But
I think we're having internet problems tonight. Ro just texted me that I may be having feedback, which is interesting because this is the same phone that I switched to. I turned off the Wi-Fi. Anyway, there's feedback. I apologize. Hopefully it goes away. I can hear myself though. So if anybody has us on another device, can you turn it off?
Yeah, I only got one.
You only
I
have
only
one?
got one. I only have one.
Okay, give me a second. I'm actually going to ask a question and then give me a second. So everybody hold tight with this. Sorry. So this is my thing. I think with anything, you have to humble yourself. And I think that you have to humble yourself knowing you're going into a situation, right? So for me, when I started my weight loss journey, and I'll do a whole separate show about that, I had a talk with the people that was closest to me because I told a particular set of people, because you want your support, and I told them three things. Number one, if I lose so much weight that I look like a bobblehead, it's better now. Perfect. If I lose so much weight that I look like a bobblehead, stop me, even if I don't say I'm at my ideal weight, because I would prefer to still be pretty versus having a body and looking like a damn bobblehead. I didn't want it. People think it's funny, but tell your truth. It's nothing wrong with you telling your truth. That's one. Number two, my biggest one as it related to people was if at any point in my life I had a crush on you or anything like that, and you treated me like I wasn't shit, let me remain being shit.
Shit, yep.
Let me remain being shit. I think I did the reverse. I was harder on people after, because the inner me didn't change. And if it was that important to you, then I wanted to remain that important to you, because I was thinking, like, what if you get pregnant and you gain weight? What if something happens and it don't go right? What if anything happens? This person, even if it's not vanity, it's their particular like or dislike. I'm not about to maintain what I look like when you chasing me so that you will stay with me. Then that creates a whole new subset of insecurities. I didn't want them. And then number three, if there were any friends or family members, I didn't like, I know it sounds weird because it's going to happen no matter what. I didn't like compliments on my weight loss, because I didn't do it for you. I did it for me. And don't tell me congratulations, because how do you know I'm not sick? You don't know why I'm losing weight. I just didn't want that. And I know it sounds weird, but again, in transparency, I'm just telling what my three things were. I didn't want congratulations. I didn't. I wanted people to come out and work out with me and things like that. But, oh, congratulations, you look good. I looked good before. I did. I didn't have low self-esteem about the way I looked. I didn't prefer to be fat, but I didn't have low self-esteem. So it's a fine line in how you treat people when they get it. So for this person, there is going to be a clip that we're going to play. And she was asked, if you could, the man that married you and loved you, the dirty ground you walked on, with this body, would you have been with him then? And she said no. I don't like you, lady, because you were a mean girl trapped in a fat girl's body. And then once you became where you felt like you could treat people a certain kind of way, like, that's not cool with me. So let's play the first clip and then we'll talk about it. I'm just going to go down the line. Oh, yeah, we'll go down the line. Here we go.
Yeah, unfortunately. I don't think he disconnected that easy, but way easier than myself. He knew what it was. He was more logical about it than I was. I was ready to leave my baby, leave my family. This was nice. I love y'all. I see y'all on the weekend. I wanted to be with him at all costs.
You was ready to leave your kid?
When I say leave my kid, I mean, here, Dad, you can have her. I'll see y'all on the weekend. If this don't work out, she's yours. Just let me be happy with him.
What do you think about that? When we consider some fathers are weekend fathers, but at the top of the list, she was married to a man that absolutely loved her. This wasn't no just baby daddy, baby mama. So I think that she should be graded on a higher scale. What do y'all think?
So just to contextualize it, she lost the weight, right? And she started fucking with somebody else because she lost the weight. She was with a man. She was with this man. Now she don't want to be with him suddenly. So it sounds like she probably never wanted to be with him, but she didn't have the confidence to go get what she really wanted. But when she finally got there, she got what she thinks she wants, right?
She thought she had what she wanted.
Yeah.
He broke up with her. The day she told her husband and he said, I want a divorce, she ran straight to the bathroom, called the dude, like, we can be together now, blah, blah, blah. He was like, I don't know what you did that for. That day he left her. Listen, a lot of this cheating, and we've said it before, if I now know I need to move into first position, it's what I'm finna respect you for. Even a dude, nigga, I'm finna trust you. You just did all of this with me and you think I'm gonna trust you? I like you as long as I got you for this little bit. I play with you.
Yeah.
He did that to her. So yes, your summary is accurate.
Okay. So now in this clip, she's trying to take a weekend away with this man.
What she's saying is she got so in love with the other person that if I could be with him, I'll just be a weekend mom. Y'all go ahead and live y'all life. You husband and you daughter just go live y'all life. 1-year-old daughter. Y'all just go live y'all life. I just want to be with him. If I just got to see the baby every weekend and just be a mom on the weekends, I'm okay with that if you leave me.
I mean, That's unusual because, like you said, it's usually men that are weekend fathers. So that's very unusual. Um, damn. However, shit. I mean, it depends on what I think of her, what I think about her doing that. It's a little strange because usually we're not used to seeing that. Mom just voluntarily saying, go ahead. I want to go
And
get
we
my
talk about the dad. If he would abandon his family,
yeah
we say you ain't nothing for
yeah
abandoning a
yeah.
family.
Yeah, so I kind of feel a way about that, abandoning the family like that, and then just so willing to give up your motherhood to go be with a man. I'm all for everybody getting their happiness and everything as far as being with somebody, but not at the expense of family and your children, at least. You know what I'm saying? So, um, you could split custody with your you could leave your husband if you don't want to leave your husband. If you're unhappy with your husband, nobody's saying you gotta stay married to him, but you ain't gotta do it like that. Like, it's a way of doing shit. Like, it's I don't think you should ever leave somebody to be with somebody. I think leaving somebody to be with somebody, I think that's raggedy.
I
I
think
think
it's insanity.
it's insanity. You're literally leaving one situation. You're jumping directly into another situation. You're probably leaving this situation foul. So you're probably cheating, fucking with this person prior to telling this person that you don't want to be with him. And then once you get set in stone with that person, you feel like, okay, I'm gonna tell this nigga I don't want him no more. And then
Hmm.
I think that's a raggedy way of doing things. So it can never have a positive outcome in just mentally going forward. Like, you have to be killing yourself for that on the inside of your brain for doing that. So yeah, I think it's a weird decision, and it's pretty selfish, as you ask me. Because, like you said, if a man done it, men do it and they get crucified, rightfully so, by doing this. So we have to keep the same energy. Just because the sex change, we can't change the energy.
Ivory, somebody who went through this? That's crazy. She got a new body makeover and no longer wanted to be with her husband.
Damn, that's cold.
That's cold.
That's
That
cold.
sounds so crazy coming out of when you get married, you stand there and you give these vows and you crying and snotting everywhere and you're so happy and this is your person. And then some to me, those are minor things. When you get married to somebody, it's somebody that you can't imagine life without, even on the days that you don't like them. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand how does that happen? Jojo, do you have um something that you want to say before I play the next clip?
Oh, I don't want. I can't add much to that. I mean, everything was already said. I did personally experience a situation where a woman, a lady, a wife left her husband. The lifestyle went down. They used to have a Mercedes lifestyle. They went down to a Toyota Camry style lifestyle, and she left
That's a
her husband.
breakdown, but okay.
She left. What I'm trying to say
I
is,
get it. I know what you
if
mean.
you can imagine the lifestyle with a BMW and went down to a Toyota Camry, she left her husband over there. The business took a hit. The business took a hit, and lifestyle had to go down. She left her husband.
Okay, let's play the next clip. Which I think is a very important question that we need to start asking these days. Before it was, don't even do it, and you'll see what it is. Don't even do it. Now I'm feeling like maybe people should before they get married. Let's see. He asked a very
Did you have a
important.
whole phase growing up? Or did you?
No, my whole phase was when Pandora's Box opened during my marriage. Yes.
As
That was
crazy
the
as
whole.
this with anyone else?
Yes, I did. Yeah. Unfortunately.
So, what's your feedback?
It sounds
She's
like
for
a
the
Tyler
police.
Perry movie. I ain't gonna hold you. It sounds like a Tyler Perry movie, and this lady. I mean, that last line just summed it up. There's no honor amongst thieves. Like, when you, and goes across the board in life.
When did people start thinking it was? But okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you doing foul shit, you know what I'm saying, you have to always expect that there can be some bullshit that come back on you. So it's like, you know, you out there, you know, got this lover and you think that you guys both knowing that you're doing bullshit, you know, you're being dishonest to yourself. So of course you're gonna be dishonest to the next person and start doing shit. So but that's usually how it works. That's her karma. It looks like her karma came.
Thank you. That's the real word, karma.
Very fucking fast. Karma came and fucking bit her in the ass twice, double back, and then bit her again. Like, nigga, like they got her ass. So yeah, I'm sure the story will get worse as we continue to progress and listen. But it's like karma got her ass.
How do you say, when my side piece wasn't acting right, I will punish him? This just me. Now, this just me. If I wrote a code on cheating, here would be my code. My code is the person that's married probably shouldn't have 32 other people, but the person that's single, they can date anybody that they want to date. You're already married. You can go back home to your husband or wife any day. They can do whatever the hell they want to do. They're single. Y'all already are going to hell for adultery unless you repent. But how do you think that the person that's single, how do that even come out of her mouth that he was supposed to act a certain kind of way and you going home every night?
Exactly. Like, she doesn't seem like she was not intelligent. Like, what are you talking about, lady? Where's your logic coming from?
She's for the streets. Look, she's for the streets.
She wanted to be for the streets all her life.
But
just so she knows, she could have did that fact. Just so she knows.
You know, she raggedy as hell. I don't losing weight or not. Like, you raggedy.
Thank you, Ro. We know plenty of plus size for the streets people. I'm trying to think of how not to get the video. I was gonna say something different.
Oh, for the street.
My gosh.
But I feel if I was her husband, I would divorce her and I'd be trying to get money from her. Hell, women do it all the time. If I was the husband, I'd be going right after her money.
Get that bread.
Well, women do it all the time. Shit, you scandalous just because you lost weight. Now you don't want to be with your husband and all that, but he was with you when he was fat. Like, girl, bye. If I was him, I would be petty as fuck, and I would go after her money.
And treated her like a princess. Treated her like the most amazing thing.
Yeah, poor guy.
I don't understand. So this is how
them be those guys that get cheated on all the time, though. The ones that be like super good dudes. If you think about it, those are the ones that get done wrong all the time. But the ones that's raggedy and all that, they just.
We need an island, and we need to put all the girls that are equivalent on an island like that, and then the guys that are equivalent on an island like that. How come those two never or hardly ever like marry up or mesh up or whatever, but somehow they friends or something like that? And it's like, well, God, why didn't you move them to get, like, what happened? I don't understand.
Because opposites attract.
But you don't think that that's the person that it is while you're dating them? Something happens that it changes them into the person that they was hiding underneath.
Well, I often hear women say that men change in relationships the way they met, and they couldn't, even though they swear they have intuition. They say that men change over time, and the relationship took a turn when a man changed. He started drinking, or whatever the change was. So if that can exist where a man can change and she could not foresee themes, I think they can be applied here where this man probably just did not know she did everything right.
He didn't know.
Yeah, she did everything right until the body changed, and when the body changed, who she really wanted to be came out eventually. I mean, You know, I'm a.
But she's even skinny. Like I wonder, she 100 pounds,
So
but she
her
still
other
kind of looks
picture, she
fat.
did get skinny. She did get small.
Oh,
Yeah, she had gotten small. Let me play this one, and then I think
like
this
you
one
can
has
see
more
all that.
pictures, so you could see that she did get smaller. Because when you're looking at it, you're probably looking at her arms like, girl, you still thick. So how did you lose your mind all like you was a supermodel or something? But she did see a different side of herself than when she started. So let's play this one, and then we'll come back and chop it.
So you going out, you hanging out more.
Yeah.
Does he say something to you?
At first, he kind of let it slide. He stayed at home with the baby. I had a 1-year-old at the time.
Wow.
And he stayed at home with the baby, and he kind of let me do my thing. Yeah, at first.
And then it was like, all right.
And then he was like, okay, do you have to go out every weekend?
Oh, he was out every weekend.
And during the week sometimes.
So you're meeting men?
Well, no, not at first.
After how 18 months?
I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I was exhausted. It became very messy between me and the other guy because I wanted his time. And he knew what it was.
Yeah, men know
I didn't know what it was. I mean, I knew, but I didn't want to accept it.
Yeah.
I thought that the relationship that we had was so powerful that I could change his mind.
I didn't have to start filing my nails, child, because I can't. So you mean to tell me for 18 whole months, you led a whole double life while this man was at home, and none of that did you take it and try to apply it to your marriage so that you could integrate those changes that you made so that your husband could be what you wanted him to be? So he didn't get the fun wife. He got the wife that's always gone. And he was there taking care of the baby. Some people can't even get their due to watch the kids. I just want to say, to me, this is the equivalent of when a girl is getting cheated on and she be like, you know what, get it out of your system and just bring your ass back home. He basically did the same thing with her. So there are men that do these things for their women too, while women try to act like they baby Jesus and everyone is so perfect and don't nobody do it. Women do this stuff too, and they have really good men that are down for them, and they fumble the bag. She fumbled the bag.
She for the streets for sure, like Rose said. She is hits from the streets.
You done cheated on your side piece too.
She definitely for the streets. Go ahead and be for the streets then, because she raggedy as hell. Talking about cheating on the side piece and 18 months of double life. Like, who has the energy to do that shit for 18 goddamn months? Like,
can y'all imagine what type of attitude he had to deal with from her? Because while she's getting exhausted and it's getting messy with the other guy and all of these things, this man is probably wondering why she acting a certain kind of way. She probably got away with it because he chopped it up to postpartum, something like that. And the whole time you literally trying to build a whole life outside of this man and okay with jumping ship at any day. And if this other man say he want to be with you and you sharing your vagina with other people to make your side piece mad, you still not saying, not on, at the epitome of that, I was committing adultery and cheating on my husband who didn't do nothing to me. And then the reason why I did it, because my crazy ass was thinking I'm getting my side. You're still not talking like you think it's wrong to me.
right.
You now to me, you talking like a high school dude that just got some pussy. That's how you talking to me right now. Like you proud, like this is a flex, like you always wanted to say you could do something like this, and now you finally can. Cause why? It's how people be getting unalived.
That's how people get unlocked.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you know, I'm gonna use the words of Chris Rock in one of his old specials. I'm not saying that she stoned her, you know, like how the Muslims do, but I understand why they would. Because that is crazy. She destroyed a good man. She destroyed a good man.
So, caveat, she did not destroy him because God shows up. Let me tell you. So now he is married. His business is flourishing. Him and his new wife are doing very, very well. And now she gets to sit on the sidelines and watch this man flourish. And he's cordial to her. But outside of their daughter, he won't have a single conversation with her because that was his best friend. And for you to be my best friend, how could you do me like this? And you chose up because he didn't immediately choose to leave her. Not immediately. She still wanted to. She wanted to leave for the other guy. So it actually ended up working out in his favor. He's leading a great life.
I mean, I understand he's married now. I don't know how their marriage is. I'm hoping that he had overcome it, but who knows what the new wife is dealing with that we don't know anything about. If he overcame it for real, then kudos to him. We don't have the emotional elasticity that women have when it comes to breakups. I don't think we have, most men, maybe he in particular was able to do it, but men in general, we don't have the emotional strength that most women have. Most men will be destroyed over something like that, even after rehab.
I would say of the men that I know and those that are around me, and I actually have one very close to me right now who just went through some shit that they could probably outdo Tyler Perry, and he's still a good man. Men in my family that have divorced. See, you can have whatever you want if you put it into yourself. If you think you can jump from one relationship to the next and you feel like, something was truly horrible and you need to talk to somebody, it's better to talk to a professional than just a friend. And you go through therapy, and if you invest that in yourself because you want it for yourself, I believe that men too can move forward and be a really good partner. Well, we have one right here. Ron, you did not have the best relationship, but I don't know. I'm gonna speak for my brother and what I see. I don't see him disrespecting no woman and truly being honest with them, even when he wanted to go through his I didn't get to do this stage, now I'm single. I don't have no stories of disrespect. So you could talk for yourself, brother.
No stories of disrespect.
Well, so go ahead. Sorry.
Or trauma filtering over. Let's just say the whole picture, trauma filtering over.
Yeah,
because it may not necessarily show itself in the ways you describe. So, for instance, I would not be rude. I may not hit you across the face. I'm not saying anything like that. It could be, you know what, I enjoyed spending quality time with my significant other. You know what, I'm not interested in that anymore. It could be that I used to be quick to give gifts. I'm not quick to do that anymore. It could be subtle. It could be in so many different ways. It could be covert. It could not be overt. It could be now I don't speak much. I don't say much of nothing. I don't crack jokes like I used to. I used to be able to sneak up behind you and dance.
Okay, Ron, do you have any of those things? Is it anything that you did in your relationship that, other than the obvious, right? So let's be fair. If I gave myself, I'll give my own, not nobody else's. I told myself that going forward, I'm gonna be in your business. Where before it was, I don't need to go through your phone. I don't need to do whatever. Going forward, if I feel like I want to do a spot check, I'm gonna do one. It is certain things that you grow. I mean, we all grow, but is it anything that you like inside of yourself that you wouldn't do going forward because of the relationship? Because that's not being true to yourself, and that can happen.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's more about learning, growth, and maturity, like all together. So, of course, there's certain things that I wouldn't do or stand for now at 40, and the decision I made getting into the relationship at 21, and having the kids and going through all those years of growing pains. I'm a 40-year-old man now, and I know a lot more. I'm a lot wiser, and so my experience, I'm not going to stand for, and I'm not going to do certain things. My mind. Something snaps into your mind for some reason as you get older, where certain things you just will not do, and no matter what, you're not going to do it. I get that now. I never thought that I would come to this realization until recently, really, with a lot of stuff that yes, you won't have the desire for it. So no, there's no spillage from that over. You know, it's been a long time too. So
Right.
yeah, time and time passing, definitely things start to change. You get a different perspective, but you know, I don't think so. To answer your question.
Okay. Ro, do you think that if men do the work that they can move forward in a relationship and have the marriage that they desire or the relationship that they desire, even if they were hurt by the previous relationship?
I think that they can, but I think a lot of men won't. They're different than us. Like we'll be hurt and go through some stuff like that and then still give the man another chance. But I think men, once a woman do that to them, it's a wrap. I don't think that they can, but I'm not a man. But
Yeah,
I don't think that
I'm
I think
sorry,
I
wait a
said
minute.
earlier.
What were you saying, Ro?
I said I don't think that they can.
Some men.
Yeah,
I think I was alluding to it earlier. What I was saying is, I think in general, men don't have, and I'm using the term elasticity because that's what comes to mind when I'm trying to
Right. The bounce
describe
back.
is women are able to to do their emotions in ways where they can go high and then come back and go high and come back. They're more flexible. Men in general are really rigid with their emotions. Once it's broken, it's broken. You can't put it back. For
No, I
most
think
people.
that's cap.
I don't think that's I think that's cap, and I think it's an excuse. Well, here's the reason why. Do I think that it happens? Yes. But you're not saying does it happen? You're saying they don't have the ability to.
Yeah.
Everybody has the ability to if you do it, is what I'm saying. So if you're saying that most don't, I will agree. I do.
I don't even think that's the case. I think most do actually. I think most do. Like
In my experience, they do too. But looking at social media, I'd be like,
I mean, I'm just looking at like you look at men overall. Even if you want to go to celebrities, like
okay,
these niggas, they'll go through some early and then they'll get another wife. Like yes, they do have the ability to move on, and some of them successfully. Like it's. I don't think somebody breaking your heart is gonna ruin you forever. Like I don't think men are like built like that. Like I think whoever is a scumbag is already a scumbag. You don't just turn into a fucking scumbag.
like her, she was already a scumbag. She just
you were already a scumbag from the jump. Ain't nothing just about to make you be a scumbag. A scumbag is a scumbag. So I don't think something like that could just change your character like that. Like you ain't just finna have a character change at 32 years old. Be like, oh shit, she broke my heart. I'm about to murder everybody. Like, unless you just go to a psychotic,
that's a good point.
crazy shit. That's extreme. You can go to the extreme where
right.
people want to kill someone, but just on a regular shit, like you're not finna have that just make you change and just all of a sudden be ain't shit. You probably wasn't shit the whole time.
Right.
That's true, because that's why I was asking you, Ron, about the things you really wanted to do. Because if you're a gift giver, to be in the next relationship and not be one, you're technically hurting yourself by not getting to be your full self.
Right.
So that kind of wouldn't make sense because you're doing it to yourself. So the work you have to do is for yourself, not really for the other person. They don't lack it because they didn't have it. So if you don't do it in the next relationship, it's not really going to hurt them. It might hurt you.
Right.
But I think you have the ability to do whatever you want. Now, I also agree with like what you said. As we get older, as you grow, as you learn, is some things you simply mark off your list and say, I don't even think that was a good thing to do. Not for me. So I'm not going to do it anymore. I think that happens, but that happens outside of if something bad happened too. It could just be that we got older. We learned a little bit more. Now, here is the next one that I don't particularly like because not all people are the same. So let's see.
So he worshipped the ground you walked on.
Mm-hmm.
What made you lose the weight?
I was just tired of feeling that way. I was tired of feeling how I felt, so I wanted to get it done.
I was speaking to someone that used to be fat and they're a fitness person now. And one of the things she said to me was, there's not a fat person that isn't depressed.
I can agree with that. I was very depressed when I was at that weight. Very. Even throughout my marriage.
And one more.
If you could be with him today, would you?
No. I wouldn't.
And why is that? Too much damage?
Too much damage. And the truth is, I was unfulfilled in a lot of ways in that relationship. And I wasn't able to express it in the right way. So I was finding my identity through sex. I had this new body and I was getting an identity through sex. It made me unfulfilled in my relationship. I was already unfulfilled. So no, I wouldn't go back.
What do you say to the people that say, well, you know, you were unfulfilled in your relationship, but you still chose to be a cheater, right? Like, because sometimes people think that you being unfulfilled is an excuse to do what you were doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to me, I don't think it was an excuse.
What should you have done?
I should have fought for my marriage. I should have read a book, said a prayer. I don't know, went to therapy. There were so many things that I should have did other than step out. But it had nothing to do with him. It had all to do with me and my selfishness.
So
he tells the truth.
At any point, did she explain what she was unfulfilled about?
no, so that's what I want to go back to, right? So the question came up about all fat people being depressed. I was not depressed when I was in my fattest. I wasn't. I had healthy relationships. I had a healthy life. My health in general was good. I wasn't depressed about that. Never did I shy away from going out, and all of my sisters are small. I think maybe there may be some things that contributed to why she felt that way. If her family talked about fat people, if she was around friends that didn't like it, if any of those things existed, I could see where that would come from, because there are other traumas and triggers that I have, but it's not that. That's not for me. So, newsflash, every fat person is not depressed. If that was the case, with surgery being so easy to access, everybody would be getting it then, because it's just that easy to fix it if you want to. Then second, if your depression was because you were fat, then how come all of your bad things was after you was fat? And how come you're still talking about it and you didn't spend so much time talking about what you should have did to fix the marriage or acknowledging that? You still spent more time and like making the excuse, like you said, Joda. She went into the excuse, unfulfilled, but then ended it with, I was being selfish. So she ended it with the true answer. It wasn't depression. It wasn't because you were fat. It was because you were selfish. Period. You were selfish because you didn't think about anybody else. Most depressed people don't want somebody else to be depressed, so you don't do things to hurt other people. You actually do the reverse if you are truly depressed. What do you guys think?
I typically see that misery loves company, so perhaps
Yeah.
I would want to know what she was depressed about to be able
She didn't
to
say. I would have clipped it out. She didn't say. She said unfulfilled, but she keep talking about sex. So maybe
It
she
was
said once
sexual.
Pandora's box was open, she was looking for her identity through sex. So that would have to be it, right? That's why I put those two together. Now I remember why I put those two together. If she was talking about depression, unfulfilled, and then talked about Pandora's box being open, then it was sex. Maybe feeling sexy, maybe feeling.
You know, there are some people who walk through life wishing that they were this sexual, sensual, like the girl that all the guys want to be on.
I
And
can relate.
there's some girls who have never had that,
Oh,
and
I can't relate.
she probably got drunk with that. Now that she got a new body, and she's always wanted it. You know, I wanted to be the cool girl that the football guys and the basketball guys wanted to sleep with, and get the power trip up of saying no, 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 no. Maybe she didn't have that before. She has it now,
Well, don't
and
sound
that's
like she
messed
say
up.
no too much, JoJo.
But now she's not saying no.
That's what
Now
she
she's
ain't
saying
doing
yes to
it right. Like, girl, you supposed to say
everybody.
no. Like, you're tripping. Because, baby, let me tell you, my favorite thing to say once I lost weight, it was to those particular people. Because most of them came back, and I have the proof. I kept it in case they try to lie.
Mhm,
I did.
mhm,
My favorite thing to
mhm.
say was, absolutely not. Why would I do that? And y'all know I ain't got no sense, so that's exactly how I said it. But I do get what you're saying, right? Because as a woman, I will say that I started feeling sexy maybe at 35, but I always knew I was pretty, beautiful, cute. Those words were attached to me. That's who Asia is. So to hear at one point, I remember thinking, I want to feel like a woman. I want somebody to think I'm sexy too. But there was this boyfriend I had, and I asked him, and he was like, that's not really the word that I think of when I think about you. Are you you're attracted to me? You turn me on, but the other words make me feel like I'm respecting you more. And that may be the case. That's why it's good to have
Mhm.
conversations. But I can understand. You're right. Maybe that. What do y'all think? Like, how did you? That's why I don't open Pandora's box, because I don't know who's really inside of here. But I like the one I have. I'm gonna keep her. I'm gonna keep me.
Well,
Sex is like a drug. That power from it, especially as a woman, being able to say no, being able to call somebody and they drop everything, being able to get money, all of those things is like power. So it becomes a drug. I don't want to. Not from, I like it from my partner, but not everybody. Do
well,
y'all think all fat girls have low self-esteem? We're depressed? Not low self-esteem. I said she had low self-esteem.
No,
Or
I don't think
depressed.
they do. I don't think that they do.
I,
But
I,
it's
I,
different now. I don't think that all fat girls have low self esteem, but I think some of them try to overdo it because they're big and they try to make it like I gotta do X, Y, and Z to get attention. But I don't think that all of them have low self esteem. I just think some of them feel like they gotta do more to be seen. Just think how a lot of them dress now too. They be wearing stuff that the skinny girls won't wear.
But
yes,
I think women in general, I'm sorry, go ahead, brother.
I think I don't think all big girls have low self esteem. Just by
Mm-mm.
knowing a lot of them personally, I don't see low self esteem. Bigger, whatever the word you want to use. No, I don't think so. I think some do, of course, but I think a lot don't. So it's really hard to generalize it. It's some do and some don't. That she said that she made the statement. There's not a fat person that's not depressed, which that's totally untrue.
Right.
Um, but I think another thing that could have been going on with her. So I'm listening to all these clips, and maybe she's not trying to out him, but I'm trying to pick it up that either he had a small little thing, or he
Something
was
is up. He was not
too many,
pleasing her,
he's
huh?
too many men or something, or the combination of both, and he wasn't sexual
Hmm.
with her. And she's not trying to say that so blatant, but that's
Yeah.
what she's giving us hints like I had to
That's
get out of
exactly what it was.
I
That's
think so
exactly what it
too. Did you
was.
go back? No. Like, whoa.
She said she
But
got
you
to get
said he
out
was
of there.
amazing in all of this. Why you don't? And then when you, no, I wouldn't. And it was
it,
so good. And but like her demeanor is still in that euphoria from the other man.
Yes.
Like how your husband, at no point are you smiling and thinking about when your husband was knocking you down? He
Because
didn't
he
ever
was
it,
surprise you. Y'all wasn't sporadic. Was y'all more like best friends? And you married him because he was safe and he treated you so nice, but you
Hmm.
weren't. interested in this man at all sexually. So you just decided, okay, well, at least I can have my family. I could be married. He is my best friend. You settled a lot.
Or vice versa. He's the one who didn't find her attractive, but he found other, but she had other qualities that he really
Well,
appreciated.
we're really talking about her
But
behavior right now. We're trying to get on the women and correct the women. So even if he did, and those were the things that occurred, like the guy that interviewed just said, you still didn't have a right to cheat.
no,
And he asked her, so she could have told the truth.
I'm only saying this because there are men who, because they don't speak or don't speak up, their woman walks away with her perception of the situation. So, for instance, if
Yeah.
he's the one, if he's the one who doesn't find her attractive, therefore he's not able to perform very well. But because he never spoke, she thinks he's the one who has an issue.
That could be
And
true.
she walks away. And she walks away thinking he's the one with a small dick. He's the one who can't get it up. He's the one who can't really do it to me the way I really want to.
But it say that he worshiped the ground she walked on, so none of those things
Come
could be
on,
true.
brother. Good grief.
None
The
of those
man
things
probably
could be
just
true.
couldn't do it for her. That's it.
Yeah.
And
And
then
we
after
also said she didn't give him a chance. Because if you went out there and opened Pandora's box and you learned some stuff, why didn't you at the very least make this shit count and bring it into your relationship?
Maybe
Because they
it
look
was
very young.
impossible. If you ain't got the tool or if you ain't got the ability to go past 30 seconds, and that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing she could do about that. Like, you can't
yeah,
bring
you deserve to get
that.
cheated on then. Shit.
You can't teach. I'm not saying the way she moved was right, but I think that's
Bro,
like, she had to get the
twin.
fuck out of there.
You can't just be cheap. So here's my thing. Okay, let's y'all know me, project manager. Let's break it down to the lowest form root cause. Okay. I'm about to ask y'all a question. And if you could debate this and make me believe it, I will buy your dinner tomorrow. Okay, y'all ready? You slept with him before y'all got married. Why did you say I will?
But she didn't say if she was that size before she got married either.
We're talking about the sex, bro. You always bringing in extra shit.
I know.
Okay.
Look, I'm like, I know.
If the
I
sex
mean,
wasn't good
she's
then,
not
then
wrong.
you could have said no then. Why you do that to this man, y'all? She wrong.
Because no, she is very wrong. I'm not saying that she's right about none of this. She is a piece
No,
of shit.
you're telling examples of
Yeah,
what could have happened.
so
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm looking for the reason why. So
That's what
we, when we look, people do it all the time. I mean, look at the 80-20 rule. Like, there's certain things that you're gonna
That's what
give
I
up.
feel like this is.
So maybe he had all of these great things,
Mm-hmm.
other things, and she like, fuck it, like I could sacrifice. That ain't that big of a deal. Fuck it. And you honestly give it a try at first, and then over time you be like, wait, man, what the fuck did I do? Like,
Yeah, I could have
people
told her
buy
like,
cars that they can't pay for all the time. They buy the car in the moment, like, I want this car. Yes, I'm about to get this car. This car
You're
goes
right.
$700, but I know I can't afford it. But fuck that, I'm gonna do it. And then they can't pay for the car. So it's like
Okay, brother, I'll buy you dinner tomorrow. I could see that one. I got
yeah.
you. Now that makes sense coming from a man, because I'm thinking, girl, you already tried. But to your point, the 80-20 rule, together with her not being comfortable with her own weight, she probably, you know what? And I think Ro and I just talked about this. When people, especially women, feel like they're lacking something, they accept more from the person because you feel like you're lacking something. So I don't have a right to ask this question. I don't have a right to have these expectations and things like that, and you shortchange yourself. Now the very thing you felt like you didn't have a right for, you removed it, upgraded yourself. But if the dick is trash, he can't upgrade his dick. Oh, that's why you shouldn't have touched no more. You should have just stayed with what you had.
What you knew, because once she got a taste of that other out there, it was a wrap.
What did DJ Quick say? What did DJ Quick say? She graduated, got some thud and flipped like
every time.
Oh,
Let me tell you every time, don't do it. Don't. It's a trap. It's a trap. Ain't nothing like a thug. But back to what the topic is. Apparently, he was my you. Oh, so here's my next question. Let me play this, and then I have another question. Hold on. I think this is it.
I started to go out a lot more with my girlfriends more than ever. I started getting a lot of attention, a lot more attention from.
When you describe him, he just sounds like the ideal guy. What do you say to the women that are in search of a man like the one you had? Like that
They
just
don't make them like that no more. Period. And I stand on that 10 toes down till this day. And he's remarried happily. I love his wife. She's wonderful with my daughter. They're really great. But I stand on that 10 toes down. They don't make them like him anymore. So if a woman is ever that lucky to find someone remotely close, fight for that.
So here's my question. She still didn't say nothing about the love part, which I find interesting. This man allowed you to go out and would stay home with the baby, didn't reverse cheat on you. But now my question is, do you think that because she elevated, she wanted something from him to like he didn't excite her at all? She looked at him. You know when you love somebody, or if you keep telling your kids, if you do this, I'm gonna punish you, but you never do it, they don't believe you no more. Kind of like a dry thing. Like she just looked at him like, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. I know you ain't gonna leave. It is what it is, and you lucky to have me. Do y'all think she thought that?
Yes, definitely.
She probably did, but now we could tell that she know what she missing.
Do y'all want to know? Let me play this last 33-second clip, and then we'll end it with this one. This is how she knew that it was real, and she should probably get herself together.
At what point did you sit there and realize, like, hold on, this is not what I thought this is not what I thought it was?
When my ex-husband served me the divorce papers, that was when I realized I had effed up big time.
Why then?
Because it was real then. I never thought, because like I said, he worshiped the ground I walked on in a good way. You know, he was amazing for me. So I never thought he would actually go anywhere. I never thought he would actually leave.
So y'all, she didn't think she messed up when she called the side dude to tell him, I told my husband, now we can be together. She didn't think that she messed up until he sent the divorce papers. She thought that man was going to stay forever and just keep letting you go out and everything.
I think she just became delusional after a while. And you a little God complex. If a motherfucker is giving you a hall pass for 18 months and they still there, yeah, you probably like, yeah, I'm good, nigga. Like, I'm Gucci. So, yeah, she got a little ahead of herself there. You know what I'm saying?
You sound like Stevie J when you talk like that. How in her brain did, I don't understand, how in your head didn't something click on to say, okay, I've lost my weight. I got it out of my system. I can't believe I just did this to my best friend. Let me work on my marriage. I'm tripping. You never actually snapped out of it. You didn't snap out of shit.
She didn't snap out of shit.
If you heard somebody's story like that, would y'all date her? Would you date her?
On a serious note?
Yeah, date her. Would you date her?
Absolutely not. I'm going the other way 10 times. Y'all can have that. The streets can have that.
What was her purpose in telling this story? To brag? Because you just plastered your face everywhere and told everybody what you did. Ain't nobody gonna want to date you, girl, because you still smiling while you talking about certain stuff. You're not taking enough accountability to me. You're not even bringing up, well, it was a time that I thought this. it was, you know, I do often still think about, I wish I could have done something different. I'm sorry.
She had no remorse.
I don't think she got none.
Maybe she's a sociopath, maybe.
That's what it's called. And a narcissist. Isn't that a narcissist too?
Yes, she's a narcissist, very
Right?
narcissistic, and she's a sociopath.
And she had the nerve to say the dating pool got mud in it or something. Girl, you are the spokesperson. You still crazy.
Crazy as all hell.
And they don't make them like that no more. Y'all know what she referring to as the one that pay the bills, the one that come in and help, the old school man. She still ain't referring to the one that knocked her block off or banged her grits or broke her back or flipped her upside down.
Right.
None of that. She never even said, I wish it could have went to how it was before we had the baby, or something insinuating that you were in love with this man. You still haven't said you was in love with that man.
Nope, because she wasn't. He didn't have that 20, and she thought she could just go without it because he had the 80, and she fooled herself and couldn't take it anymore.
Oh, the arrogance of it all.
Facts.
So, men, y'all know me. I'm gonna find a story where we can equate what men go through to what women go through, because there's women out there flying under the radar because you look at them and think they would never do that. She was ready to leave her whole family for the side dude, as long as the side dude would take her. That's no different than the men when we talk about, if you want to break away, just break away because you don't want that person, whether you single or not. She was only willing to make a jump if it was somebody else there to fill that space. And she would have just left overnight like it was nothing. That's abandonment. She didn't care. Brand new baby and all. My advice, guys, pay attention to what you get. People, everybody that's fat is not depressed. That's pure insanity. That doesn't even make any sense. Um, and girls, when you get weight loss surgery or go on your weight loss journey or do whatever, sit down and have a talk with yourself and actually go to therapy and take the therapy that you're supposed to take. Even if you don't do it through a surgical way, you could still go get therapy, because your body changing, it can actually go the opposite direction as well. So that could be a huge change. Like my brother said, if you've been this way your whole life, it's going to be some traumas attached to it that you're going to have to overcome. I think that's an important one for people to know. Therapy is good anytime you're going to do a major change. So, in your closing remarks, what would you like to say, Jojo? And then my brother will close us out.
Well, it is very important that people are in tune with themselves. Um, the measure of someone's character is when they have something and when they lose that thing, how much do they change? And I really hope that people exercise that in their lives. Um, because you don't want to find yourself in a situation where now you show your ass out and now everybody knows and understands that you're a completely different person because of the opportunity of the newfound self that you're able to get now. So yeah, I wish people would just sit with themselves enough to kind of to get a sense of a compass on who they are, who they really are, and make sure they don't change drastically because of a major life event. Um, on that note, yeah, that's what I'd like to add.
Thank you. Great feedback. Brother.
Man, I think we just have to realize as people, men and women, we got to give each other grace, because on each side, this ain't a war on men versus women. On each side, there's people that go through this, and we've all been being hurt and played with and manipulated and all of these crazy things on both sides. And, it's not more one than the other. Like, we don't need to look at it like that. I think we need to just realize that we just need to do better overall. We need to do better overall. And, the main thing is being honest. There's a way to be able to live exactly the way you want to live. I'm not judging anybody for living any type of lifestyle that they lead, but there's a way to move. You got to move with integrity. And if you keep integrity, while you're living your lifestyle like that, less people will get hurt, and we can have better people. Like we talked about, how come the good don't ever link with the good? It's always the bad and the good. We'll have more of that happening, I think, if we lead like that. So everybody just be honest with each other. Be honest with yourself, first of all. Look at that 80-20 shit. And before you make a commitment, just, you have to really, 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 really be honest with yourself, especially, being older and going through it before. So I want everybody to think about that in a really, really, I think that's the only way we can push the culture forward positively for the next generation to come. Otherwise, they're going to be just as fucked up as us. So come back and watch us next week, and like, subscribe, and share.
Good night.